Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome yourself to the 98th episode of the Blind Counter Podcast. I am your host with the most, the Offset, aka Big Bob here today, and I'm joined today with two co-hosts themselves. Once again, we got Mr. AKIIRA AMANE, the executive producer, the goat of entertainment, whoever you want to call him, right there at the middle slot there. Then we also have the analytic goat, the all number one correspondent for challengers. We got Mr. Mehoff, aka Jack. How we doing today, gentlemen? How we fucking feeling?
Ooh, Major Three, bro. I'm doing well, doing well. How about you,
What's
Jack?
going on, man? Yeah, dude, Major 3 is a fucking movie. Absolutely incredible event.
Yeah, no.
Almost down to the very end.
This shit
Oh,
this weekend was absolutely a movie, dude. Like probably one of the better, if not one of the best CDL tournaments that we've had in quite some time, dude. A lot of movie, a lot of storylines, and it is also a program at a DreamHack in Atlanta. So, I mean, just a great storm of all things coming together to really blossom a great tournament. But
how it
before
should
we jump
always
into things,
be.
man, how we doing? Are you guys got anything new? What y'all been up to this past week?
Uh, well, to start it, I was just moving my mom this weekend. Got her settled. Got her taken
Okay.
care of. Came back, but I did catch the games. Had my AirPod in while I was moving. Um, our boy Spongy, the first ever BCP guest, helped your boy out. Shouts out Sponge. And then yeah, came back last night. Got to work. Got tomorrow off. So we big chilling. What
Okay.
about Jack Alage?
Yeah, man, I was actually graduating this weekend, so I had like my whole I appreciate
Yeah.
that. I had my whole
Woo.
fam in town, so that was a lot of fun. I had like about 10 to 15 people in town. Went out Friday night, went out Saturday night, recovered Sunday, championship Sunday on the couch with some Call of Duty. So nah, it was a pretty good weekend, man. Pro Am was fucking great. Just great to like see your team play more than just like one or two matches. So
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Fact.
No, that was one thing too that I saw that I was really happy about too is just getting more than just one or two matches for a tournament. So it definitely was an awesome tournament. Nevertheless, we can jump right into things here. So let me go ahead and get things rolling over here. So for the Pro Am, we had the group stages. So we had all of the 12 pro teams and then four additional top challenger teams that qualified for the group stages here. So in stage one or group A, we had Optic Texas, Omit, Minnesota G2, and Vancouver Surge in that bracket. And then in the second group, or Group B, we had Toronto, the Huntsmen, Carolina Roll Ravens, and Miami Heretics. In the third group, or Group C, we had LAT, P7, or Project Notorious, Paris Gentlemates, and Boston Breach. And then in the fourth and final group, we had Group D, which was FaZe Vegas, Rock Esports, Riyadh Falcons, and Cloud9 New York. So this was a win-2 situation, and then you're into the bracket, I remember correctly. So
win two before you lose two. Yep.
yes, you got to win 2 before you lose 2 here. And so we can kind of walk through real quick on what that looked like here for the group stages. So we had Optic Texas versus Omit, and they 3-0'd them. And then Minnesota versus Vancouver Surge. Minnesota wins that 3-1, and then that qualification match versus Texas, or Optic Texas versus Minnesota G2, that went to a 3-1 victory. So Optic Texas then qualified for that match there. Then getting into that losers bracket, we had Omit versus Vancouver Surge, and Vancouver got knocked out by a absolute amateur team, and they moved forward into the qualification match. But then obviously Minnesota G2 taking out Omit and moving forward into the qualification match. So in Group A, we had Texas, Optic Texas, and G2 Minnesota
Yeah.
come out of that. What are your guys' thoughts on that sort of group itself?
I knew Texas was going through. Shouts out Optic, and then I figured G2. Honestly, just looking at the others, Omit actually definitely played some good stuff. Them beating Vancouver's crazy. I mean, not really,
Dude, in
but
a
just
3-0
seeing that.
fashion, bro.
Yeah, just seeing that
That
on
series
tape.
wasn't close, by the way. That was an 8-zip overload. So
Dude, that's insane, bro.
Oh, fuck that. But yeah, I mean, definitely expected it personally for Group A, but dude, shouts out a bit.
Yeah, shout out Omid, man. Yeah, great performance out of that Challengers team there, but nevertheless, obviously couldn't get the dub up against Minnesota G2, and they get knocked out and go back into the Challengers Cup there. Then as far as Group B goes, we had the Toronto Ultra versus the Huntsmen. Toronto Koi versus the Huntsmen, and they 3-0'd the Huntsmen there. They move on to the qualifier match, and then Carolina Royal Ravens versus Miami Heretics, and Miami 3-0 the Carolina Royal Ravens. Then they move into the qualifier match as well. So that qualifier match, that first one was going to be Toronto Koi versus the Miami Heretics, and Toronto win that 3-1, advancing into the pro bracket. And then getting down into that losers bracket for Group B, we had the Huntsmen facing off the Carolina Royal Ravens, and that went to a Game 5, and Carolina come out victorious there and knock out the Huntsmen, taking them back into the challengers bracket. And then Carolina advance into that qualification match with Miami Heretics, and Miami win that one 3-1, and then they advance into the pro bracket, sending Carolina Royal Ravens home as well. As far as this Group B, what are your guys' thoughts on Group B?
Man, Huntsman, they probably, Miami would have done their thing after, but I wish they would have got that one, and losers at least get that little dub. But it was cool to see him play. Definitely cool to see him on stage.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Go ahead, Jack.
My fault. No, I was just gonna say, like, that was probably like that series was like the one that pained me the most, because Huntsman should not have lost that series. Like, they choked the fuck out of map 2, and then map 5 they choked the fuck out of that raid S&D. Honestly, like, Carolina should have gone home. That one was pretty brutal. But overall, like, in terms of like which teams made it out, not really any shocks for me, other than we kind of know Miami's had some problems on land. So like there, I did see like a world where they could have faltered, but overall they're the two best teams in the group.
Yeah.
It is something to note too that a challengers team is taking Carolina the distance there to a map 5, so it kind of makes you think what that could look like going up against Miami Heretics. Now I know Miami's looking really, really good. I mean, I guess compared to a challengers team there, so who knows what that could look like there. But yeah, and then Carolina taking a map off of Miami. So, but yeah, man, great to see challengers team Huntsman. They've been looking really good. And then Carolina needs to lock in for sure.
Yeah,
but anyhow,
really quick. Just I didn't really get to talk about Group A. I just wanted to say, like, shout out Omit, because that map 1 of like the whole tournament against Texas was like 250 to like 230. Like, Omit played Optic really close in that first hard point, and they absolutely belted the fuck out of Vancouver. Like, whenever me and Bobby were talking, just kind of like off the show, just about like how we thought this group was gonna go, I said Omit had the least chance to get through, and they actually performed the best at all the AMs. So out of that, I just wanted to say, like, shout out Omit, because they actually had a gross team.
They actually did. Yeah, that's actually a great shout out too, because I do recall Omit saying that they were not going to be making it far, and it turns out they actually did too, and actually beat a pro team and sent them home before anybody else too. So definitely interesting to say the least. Okay, so then we move on to Group C, which was LA Thieves versus Project Notorious, and then obviously LA Thieves win that 3-1, moving over into the qualifier match. And then we had Boston versus Paris Gentlemates, and Boston surprisingly win this series with a 3-1 victory, moving themselves into that qualification match. And that qualification match then goes to a 3-0. LAT win that up against Boston Breach, sending them back into the losers bracket. And then that first round losers bracket was Project Notorious versus Paris Gentlemates, and that went the distance there, and Paris Gentlemates win that 3-2 up against P7, sending them back into the challengers bracket. And then Paris moved forward into that losers qualification match up against Boston Breach, and Paris win that 3-1 and send Boston Breach home. What are your guys' absolute thoughts on this Group C?
Take it away, Jack.
I guess I'll kind of just like quickly talk about everything because I know we got like a long show, just like a lot of matches. LAT versus P7 Notorious, that was a fucking movie of a series just in terms of like beans and scrap going at it. That was kind of hype. It was actually a pretty like close series, even though it was a 3-1 result. Boston over Paris, that was fucking awesome. Like I know we all kind of hate these like bottom tier orgs for like wasting time, but like whenever they do win, you got to give them props. Paris just didn't look right. And then going to the losers bracket game first versus P7 versus Paris. That went down, if I'm not mistaken, to a round 11 where they were stair glitching, where Gentleman stair
Oh
glitched
That's
yeah.
right.
to knock out P7. So whenever you think about it, like one round away, and by the way, if I remember correctly, P7 Notorious was up 5-2 in that map and lost 6-5.
Dang.
So in terms of, we talked about Omit getting a series win. Really, Notorious should have knocked out Paris. And whenever we look at like placements, like later in bracket play and all that, getting a little too ahead of myself, but like Paris should have been fucking 15th, 16th. Whenever you think about it, which is kind of insane. And then it kind of sucks that Boston beat the fuck out of Paris and then couldn't do it the second time that they needed to qualify. But that's kind of all I really have to say there.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah, that is tough.
a great try. Just never at least by Boston Breach. But we're gonna say Mr. Monty.
I say that's tough. I was gonna say also, fucking Paris are frauds, fraudulent.
Mhm.
Ghosty needs to get a new plug or something, dude. Something's absolutely twisted with them right now. I think Sib's gone so nonchalant, trying to looks max and shit, like he just don't care anymore, and it's translated into his game. Some weird shit's going on,
He's
bro.
been oil farming too much.
Yeah, he's
I
just got
thought
no.
that whole team just looked off. Like Neptune really wasn't shooting like that this weekend either.
Yeah, like something's not tangible anymore. I gotta think on that one. But they're weird right now.
Yeah, definitely in a weird spot to say the least. Especially coming off of a championship on Major One. So interesting things there. Okay, and then we move on over to the last group here, which is Group D. We had Vegas versus Rock Nation, and they Vegas 3-1 win that one, moving into the qualification match. And we also had Riyadh Falcons versus the Cloud9 New York, and that was a hot 3-0 victory for the Riyadh Falcons. So then they play their qualification match, and Riyadh Falcons 3-0'd the FaZe Vegas team, sending them into the losers bracket. So that was actually a very, very surprising match there. And then getting into the losers bracket, first round was Rock versus Cloud9 New York. And New York, Cloud9 New York actually 3-0'd a team. So they sent Rock Nation down into the losers bracket, or I'm not sorry, the losers bracket, but the challengers bracket there, and then they advance into that qualification match up against FaZe Vegas, and then FaZe Vegas put belt to ass 3-0 and sending Cloud9 New York home. So Riyadh Falcons and FaZe Vegas then move on into the pro bracket. But what are your guys' thoughts on Rock Nation and Cloud9?
I guess I could go real quick. As far as Cloud9, I know N55 loving that shit. As far as Rock Nation, I thought they would have played better than they did personally. I mean,
Nah.
it's kind of like it can go both ways. And they played, fucking FaZe first. I guess getting a map, they could be happy about that.
Nah. Did
What do
you
y'all-
watch that series, Mr. Monte, just out of curiosity?
No, it wasn't low as fuck,
Bro,
wasn't it?
no, there's some fucking cheese. So for anybody that wasn't like watching, there were 4 games going on all at once. So Texas was playing, Toronto was playing, LAT was playing, and Vegas was playing, and all the overloads started at like the exact same time.
Oh, is that the
And
7-7 shit?
all 4 matches had the wrong rules, where everything was the exact same as like a normal game, except whenever you pick up the ball, the time stops. So it was like that like rule like back in like a couple months ago where it was like 2.5 minutes, except it was the full 5 minutes. And so every single match just ended game and restarted, except for Vegas Rock. Rock started just absolutely destroying FaZe, and they still didn't end it, and then eventually it got to 7-7. The map was a movie. Like teams are just going back and forth. There's this long map going on, and then they ended the game right at 7-7, like literally like 10 minutes into this map. And Rock was like kind of in flow. Like I know it's 7-7, but like Rock was playing really well. At that point, it was a 1-1 series. And then right after that reset, they got belted in the reset up overload, and then belted in the hard point. And I feel like they just like mentally like that reset checked the fuck out of them.
Yeah, yeah,
You
they
know,
were done
they
after
did.
that.
I mean, like their first time up against FaZe Vegas, the Major 2 champions. I mean, there's a lot of
Seven
gas that they're putting in
seven.
on that, and then just for that to go for so long and
Oh,
then cut that short definitely would have chalked the mental for sure.
that shit is crazy.
Yeah, but I do find it interesting that they were able to take a map off of FaZe Vegas, but not Cloud9 New York. Like that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
Well,
what the fuck?
FaZe looked shaky this weekend though, because like think about it, like realistically, like that could have been Rock up 2-1. Never know what happened. Let's just say they still win. They got 3-0'd by Riyadh, and like Riyadh played lights out in the beginning of this tournament, but like we're not expecting them to 3-0 Vegas, especially with how bad Riyadh's been in S&D. Like this team won the last tournament, and next thing you know, like they're in a qualification match. You know, they're in the lower bracket of of group play. Like I don't know, they had a weird weekend.
they did. They definitely had a weird weekend, especially with this new meta on land too. So definitely some very very interesting matches to talk about for sure. But nevertheless, so all 4 challenger players or challenger teams get knocked out, and so that means that they can then have a second life or a second chance at winning something. So they got knocked into the Challengers Cup, and switch on over to stage here as far as the Challengers Cup go at DreamHack Major 3. And I'm going to kind of give this away to our Challengers correspondent number 1, Mr. Jack Mehoff, and kind of walk us through what this kind of looks like here. I know we got some crazy storylines to talk about, as well as a great grand finals to talk about as well. But Jack, you got any thoughts on challengers?
Yeah, no. So, just for people who like kind of pay attention to challengers, whenever we talk about it, or just kind of like on the margins, of course. Some big things like if you guys like remember the elite we talked about, like some of the top teams from the elite, obviously competed here. Some really interesting placements. The bittersweet roster. The Telluride Shrub, which is a new team of youngsters, and then Family Ties, which is if you guys remember the Stallions, the Symbols, Dark Side, Phantoms. Um, if you can find, yeah, if you hover over, it'll show the roster. So like for fun, um, those teams ended up going out a little early. They ended up getting top 20, which was just kind of interesting to me because those are some like really strong teams in the elite. Moving on to some better placing teams, you had For Fun and Stallions, which if you guys were paying attention, Millie ended up leaving, wanting to leave the Stallions after they didn't perform too well. He ends up going to For Fun in a trade. They gave Geo back to the Stallions, so both teams kind of regressed there. They got top 12. I know they didn't have much practice, but just kind of something interesting. That Stallions team got top 3 last event. So, very interesting stuff there. P7 gets top 12. We always kind of talk about P7 Notorious, that is, I believe. We always kind of talk about how, P7's 4 pros, the best team in challengers, they get bounced out of pool play. They go down to the challengers tournament and they place the exact same as Stallions, and for fun they get top 12, which to me was like the biggest shocker of challengers.
Yeah, because weren't they
Um,
was running shit in challengers this past couple cups?
P7 Notorious.
Yeah,
That's Bean, Snoopy.
yeah, they've
That's
been running shit in challengers
they've
for
been they. I mean they won the last. They won Major 2. So,
yeah, definitely interesting.
you're currently hovering over P7 instead of P7 Notorious, but
Oh,
one below,
this one?
Yeah.
below, one more.
Oh.
Beans, Diamond Com, Snoopy, Eric Boom. So yeah, they had an early exit themselves, which is kind of interesting. And then we'll get into the champions, which is the Telluride Bush. They had probably one of the funniest weekends, but honestly, like one of the most amazing challengers runs we've seen. In winners round 1 of winners bracket, they ended up going up against FaZe Falcons. And if you guys remember, I think we talked about it last week. Maybe we didn't. Jersey Jerry was kind of going nuts against FaZe Falcons. Temp, to give everybody the backstory, Temp was talking shit in scrims before the Elite. Bush did the FaZe Falcons a favor of the Elite playoffs. The Bush didn't qualify for the Elite, if you guys remember, for the playoffs. And they ended up warming up FaZe Falcons, which was kind of nice of them. They were belt to assing Falcons in the warm up, and Temp actually, as a codcaster, went into game chat and started talking shit. On QK, he said you fucking suck. You couldn't. You went like fucking 4-20 in your scrims on the Falcons, like talking a ton of shit. A bunch of the Falcons fans started getting really racist towards Temp, which is really unfortunate. Jersey Jerry started kind of stepping up for the boys and talking shit back. He went insane and said that the Saudis fuck goats. So it was just an absolutely insane thing. So this is Jersey Jerry walking into the series against the FaZe Falcons. As you can see, it's all business here. You don't have to play the full video. You just got to see he puts on a suit here and he's walking into the challengers pit ready to go. Okay, he is.
Dude, I wish we would have went, bro. I would love to see
red.
this.
He looks like a bull. That's a bulldog right there, boy.
Yeah, like dude, Jersey Jerry. Like shout out Jersey Jerry. He's fucking hilarious. But we can skip past that. Kind of going back to the bracket, they ended up losing winners round 1 to FaZe Falcons, unfortunately, and that bumped them into losers round 1. And as you can see from the bottom there, they 3-2, then they 3-1 Stallions, they 3-0 Cabal, they 3-1 Huntsman, then they rematch against FaZe Falcons. Okay, they end up getting the redemption win against FaZe Falcons. They then go up to play against Omit, who we just talked about, Belton Surge. I'm sorry, that's actually a different Omit team. I'm sorry, that was Omit Brooklyn, which is also a great team. They 3-1 them to get to the grand finals against the Omit team that we were just talking about, belting Vancouver Surge, and they end up 4-1 winning them against them. Bush has been extremely successful this year. They had a couple like falls, they had a couple players get poached, a lot of stuff like that going on. But like credit to Bush, this is their first LAN win. I know that the boys are absolutely stoked over their Jersey Jerry Mook Sass. Just a great tournament. I mean, Bush getting knocked down like that, like the storylines, like everybody like loves the storylines, and then the fact that they play against FaZe Falcons round 1 right after all this shit goes down, and then have like just a storybook ending to win from losers. Just a great weekend for them. So shout out to Bush.
Absolutely.
What a run.
We got some.
And then just I was gonna say, just to get into like the FaZe Falcon stuff, like if you have the clip that I sent, like they had to have security get called because they were yelling at each other so much.
Let's see.
That's a security guard over there. Just them arguing like Jersey Jerry's trying to stay quiet. It's hilarious.
And then they get fucking shit on.
Yeah, well, no, this is actually where they lose in the first round. But yeah.
What was the first interaction?
I believe Bush won map 1, and we're going absolutely nuts on them. So I'm not gonna act like the Bush were innocent there in the shit talking. But yeah, no, Bush won. You can probably see the clip of them winning there. You can just show a couple seconds of that because I feel like the big thing is Jerry Mook and Sass kind of going crazy on the watch party, of course.
Oh yeah.
I got that one up next. The next link there.
Cap is.
Let's see what we get on this.
Yeah, let's see it. Whoa.
Oh, the audio is messed up.
No audio?
It was a little messed up for me. I don't know if that's just my end. But look at them going nuts, man. Like they've been working hard all year, man. Like these guys, like respectfully, like were idiots. They had no idea what was going on, but they just like love Call of Duty and like look what they made, man. Like that's pretty fucking cool. And then if you guys want to see the clip, the next link, Bob, is Dave Portnoy kind of reaching out after the Bush ended up beating FaZe Falcons. Watch Jerry. This is whenever the Bush win 3-0 against the Falcons the second time.
Fuck out of here. He hates it, boy.
Yeah, skip like 10 seconds. You see him going up to the stage like the second that the map's final. He starts. Like, dude, like Challengers needs this shit, man. Challengers needs this shit. Like, this shit was awesome. I don't have a clip of it. I forgot about this. But did you guys see the fight in the Challengers pit this weekend?
Oh, I did see that. This
So
dude
just
was
for
like,
anybody that's
what,
listening,
chirping him on
there
the
was
sidelines, and he just knocks him out.
yeah. So that was insane. But yeah, now Dave Portnoy was acknowledging the Bush, which is big. We don't have to go into like the next two videos, but like I'll just kind of talk about some things that we were talking about behind the scenes. Whenever the Bush won, Temp got to talk on the stream, like any thoughts, and he basically said, "Please don't sketch on me. Like we're kind of building something," which I thought was really cool. Like as we know, like TJ dipped, a bunch of players Spark dipped, and they all went to like bottom tier teams. And he's
Didn't
like,
Cap
"Yo,
leave and come back? Or am I tripping?
yeah, he did." But he's like, "Yo, like we're really building something. Like don't leave to go to like a team that can't even make champs. Like let's stick this shit out," which I think is really cool.
Yeah, no,
And
I
like
mean,
speaking.
like to kind of go off of that too. I mean, like, what's the fucking point of leaving Challengers if you're gonna go to like Surge or Cloud9 or some shitty ass team that's not even gonna make champs this year? So like, why would you damage your stocks? And then like, obviously, like you're getting probably getting more for your money here in Challengers than you would be on like a lower tier team in the CDL.
I mean, I definitely agree with that in terms of like they just won good money like this weekend, but like you got to think this is the first time that they've won on LAN, and that's where like the most of the money is. So like the salary's nice, but I do think that like them winning, like if this team were to stick and keep continuing to get better and win Challengers champs and make good money off of that, and then like as we know, like EWC is a pro-am, so if you win Challengers champs, I believe if you get top 4 at Challengers champs, you become one of the 4 teams in group play at ESWC. So like, do you really want to go to Vancouver and just be like a rented player, or do you like actually like want to like go try to like make a run at EWC and actually be able to make some good money if you guys are that gross? But yeah, man, Kenny, I don't know if you have audio on because I can't hear the audio right now. My shit's fucked up. Oh, okay, it's good now. But he was talking about actually playing for the Bush.
That's pretty crazy.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, I do kind of get it because, like, dude, like, being one of the 4 teams, being able to like show your stuff on the main stage or on the CD in a CDL tournament, like the Bush really that was a big letdown for the Bush. Like, whenever you think of challengers and like the top 4 teams, like you think, or at least like of like fans, you think of the Bush, you think of Huntsman, you think of Stallions, maybe P7. Like, it's really unfortunate that they didn't get their chance. So I mean, big redemption weekend for them. Shout out to Bush. But in terms of challengers, I will give it back to you, Bobby.
Okay. Well, yeah, man, definitely some W's there. Appreciate you, Mr. Jack, for kind of diving deep into that because I was a little uninformed more. So glad that you were to take that over. Anyhow, but yeah, no, definitely to see Rock Esports get taken out here. We had Omit, the one that was surprising for us in Group A up against Optic Texas as well, made it to grand finals too. So it makes you think, like, what would Bush do and how would they perform in the Pro-Am if they were able to qualify versus the Huntsmen. We got Huntsmen down here. Who else made it?
Was it top 6? Here, you can scroll up. You can scroll up, Bobby, to the top, and it'll show you the placings and the money also.
Okay. What we got?
Give you that right there.
Okay, 30 grand going to Bush Gaming. We've got Omit Brooklyn getting second place with 18 grand. Third place is Omit Brooklyn getting 12 grand. Fourth place.
Shout out Omit, man. USA and EU teams both getting top 3. That's insane.
That is insane.
That's kind of nice.
Then we got Rock Esports and Huntsman placing top 6 with 3 grand. Then we got Cabal and Omnia Gaming with 1.5K. Okay.
Just a like a little side thing. If you click show additional placements, kind of see what I was talking about before here. Stallions for fun and P7 Notorious getting that 9 through 12, which is really disappointing. Bittersweet, Shrub, and Family Ties have some players everybody would probably know. They get 17 through 20. And then like a little Easter egg, if you guys don't really pay attention to the bush, if you scroll all the way down to top 80, 96, all the way at the bottom, you can see that Nikki numbers. Oh,
Whoa. What the hell just happened?
I don't know what happened. If you scroll down, you see that Nikki Numbers, Jay Swaggy, and Lil Sasquatch actually ended up becoming a challengers team. A couple of the Bush Watch Party members just decided to give it a go on Swaggy Kittens, and they got last place. But shout out to them for giving it a try, dude.
Oh
Nikki
my
Numbers on stage.
god, dude.
There's a clip that I didn't have, but Nikki Numbers actually got denied from being able to play in this because he brought beer into the venue and didn't know how he would be able to play COD without a couple beers in the system.
Oh my
So
god.
we had to try to find a workaround, dude. They're just comedy. They're great. They're great content.
They know exactly what they're doing. Yo,
That's
actually,
hilarious.
the gamer tag numbers goes kind of hard, like for this shit.
That is pretty tough.
I would love to have seen that live, dude. Damn it. I should have.
Yeah, dude, watch it. They won like an S&D I saw, and they were getting loud. Or actually, I'm pretty sure it was Nikki Numbers clutched a 1v3 with a sniper, and like he looked like a bot, but he was hitting shots. Like, shout out him.
Damn it, man.
Dude.
Damn it, man.
I love it.
That's hilarious, dude. Holy shit. Okay. Well, cool, man. We can move on here. So that was the Challengers absolute movie. And challengers as well, and then getting back over to the playoffs here to CDL. So we've got the bracket right here as follows. So the first winners round, losers round, we had Optic Texas versus the Miami Heretics, and Optic take down Miami Heretics in a 3-0 fashion, moving forward into round 2. The second match we had was Riyadh Falcons versus Paris Gentlemates, and Riyadh 3-0 Paris Gentlemates, sending them into the lower bracket, and Riyadh Falcons move forward into the second round. Then the next matchup we had was Toronto versus Minnesota, and this was a pretty close game. This went the distance here in a 3-2 fashion, going to the side of Toronto Koi, sending Minnesota G2 down into the lower bracket and advancing Toronto Koi into the second round of winners. And then we had a very interesting next matchup here, which was the FaZe Vegas versus the LA Thieves, and this went the distance as well, and FaZe Vegas win it in map 5, 3-2 here against LA Thieves, advancing themselves into the winners bracket and then dropping LA Thieves into the lower bracket. So that was the first round there, and then getting into losers bracket here. First round we had Paris versus Miami, and Paris win that in the distance as well, 3-2, and send Miami home. And then
Is that a reverse sweep? I'm pretty sure that was a reverse sweep.
Was it I don't remember. I do not remember. I cannot recall. I
feel like it was a reverse sweep.
I think so. Because that had me thinking that it was going to be.
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, which I could be wrong, Miami was up like 2-0 or something in the overload, and ended up losing that with like a couple minutes left, and then it ended up opening up the door for a reverse sweep.
Shit.
Fuck. Bro, because that had me thinking FaZe Optic grand final again, and then LAT made the run, but I think I do remember that.
Yeah, so definitely a great fight out of Miami Heretics, but then Paris decided to wake up randomly and win that losers bracket round 1 matchup there, sending Miami home. And then we got the last but not least for losers round 1, we had Minnesota G2 versus the LA Thieves, and LA put belt to ass there in a 3-1 fashion, sending Minnesota G2 home. So Miami and Minnesota both get taken out. And then getting into the second round, which was our winners round 2, we had Optic Texas versus the Riyadh Falcons. And this honestly was a pretty close fight. I'm not going to lie. 3-2 victory here for Optic Texas, advancing themselves into winners finals. And then Riyadh gets taken out in that lower bracket there. And then that second winners final, that second winners round 2, we had Toronto versus Vegas, and Toronto surprisingly win this 3-1, sending Vegas as well down into the lower bracket, and Toronto advancing themselves into winners finals. So then we get into the losers bracket here, and so we have FaZe Vegas versus Paris Gentlemates battling it out to advance and into the losers bracket there. And then FaZe Vegas decided to turn up and take out Paris Gentlemates in a 3-1 fashion. And then the last losers round 2 was Riyadh versus LA Thieves. LA Thieves take out Riyadh in a 3-0 fashion, sending Riyadh home and advancing themselves into that losers bracket. So then this is where things get really interesting. We had FaZe Vegas versus LA Thieves battling out. Loser goes home, and LA Thieves win this in a 3-1 victory, advancing themselves into that losers final. Then getting back over into the winners bracket here, we got winners final going down, and this is where things got interesting as far as Sunday. So we can jump on over into the Sunday matches here. So we'll
Vegas versus Thieves was Sunday.
Yes.
Do we want to talk about anything from Friday, Saturday? So I got a couple things.
What you want to talk about from Friday and Saturday?
I feel like we should just kind of talk about some of the teams that got eliminated that didn't make it to Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of first of all, like Riyadh, I wanted to shout out. They started out the weekend 10-0 on map count, like from group stage all the way to winners round 2. They ended up taking map 1 from Optic. They seemed like a momentum team. I heard Octane talking about it. I think it was on the flank. Like they're a very like momentum based team. You can kind of tell. And like in, for example, like Major 2, like they really only had like 2 chances to like prove something. And I feel like this specific format like helped them like warm up to the weekend, and they kind of caught fire. And then obviously they ended up losing to Texas in a close game. And I felt like the momentum was out, and they get 3-0 belted by LAT. So in terms of Riyadh, like shout out Riyadh, they really hadn't shown shit on land, and I feel like even though this is like a top 8 placing for them, like I actually feel like it was a pretty good weekend for them. Moving on to Paris, like I just kind of wanted to say, like I kind of mentioned before, like that team was 1 round away from being 15th, 16th, and they get a top 8 placing. So I don't know, like I hope this team doesn't think that they like did something, because like this team's still broken, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then in terms of Minnesota, not to spoil like something that we're gonna kind of try out later in terms of like a new little segment, but like Kremp was moonwalking on Kremp is severely underrated, and I think this tournament like really helped people see it. Like he dropped 55 against Optic in the hard point.
Trying to find it.
Kremp was going fucking nuts this weekend, and him and Estriel were playing 2v4 like every series. Like I felt bad for them because Kremp had a fucking hell of a weekend.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the other series, like I don't want to talk too much about this just because like the top 4 matches are just like an absolute banger. But
yeah, he drops 52 and 37 on 1.41 on that first map.
Yeah, like he was willing that, like he was just incredible. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't want to talk too much about the other series. I just kind of want to talk about the teams that got eliminated or some interesting series, just before we don't talk about them again.
Mm-hmm.
Toronto Koi against Vegas, like I think we'll probably talk about Insight a little bit. But that Vegas versus Toronto series, Jamie Insight was going nuts. Like if they could get that level of Jamie every fucking series, like those interactions, those gunfights, like wow. I mean, even then, look, he has the least damage in the lobby and the least gunfights, least kills. But I don't know, he was going nuts in my opinion. Like I felt like that was a different Jamie in that series specifically. Yeah, he went 1-8 in the search. That's probably why, because the rest of the. All right, I mean, I'll just shut the fuck up. Maybe it was the map 4. Yeah, there it is. Like I don't know. I thought he had a great series, and I thought he was the reason why they could beat FaZe, because if you're getting normal Jamie, like they just don't win. That was how I felt. But anyways, Mr. Money, I'll stop talking.
I definitely saw him pick up the pace a little bit. I feel like he earned himself a few more, maybe an event or two, or he'll finish out the year unscathed. But yeah, I mean, I'm proud of Kips actually shooting against a pretty top team and doing his thing, winning. Definitely kind of weird to see for '04. I mean, there's people saying that he had the God PC. Is like that boy did not have it this weekend. He was decent when he needed to be, and then otherwise is what the stat line we're seeing here. But yeah, no God PC for '04.
Dude, I've always had my skepticisms about fucking '04. Dude, I know that when they were winning Major 2, it was just kind of out of nowhere. But I know before then, he wasn't doing that good. Especially in Major 1 split.
The whole convo was like, should '04 get dropped?
Yes.
And then they went to LAN, and that just got shut up because, like, respectfully, like he had an insane tournament, but he was shit the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And then now he's getting back to his old ways.
Terrorist.
Dropping a .78 up against Toronto Koi and Jamie Insight, bro. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, man. So as far as that goes, there we got all those Saturday and Friday matches here. I know we had a boatload Friday matches, and then I know Saturday was probably the same story as well. Not as much, but definitely the same amount of great Call of Duty. So yeah, anything that we're gonna miss here? Let's check out the Paris Gentlemates and FaZe Vegas matchup just to kind of see, because this was the winner loser goes home match. Okay, so we've got Envoy dropping a 0.8, Ghosty a 9.4, Neptune a 7.9, and Sib a 0.92. Damn, Neptune just wasn't showing up at all.
You kind of expect him to be like just the guy on the team, and like Ghosty had a great like Major 1, and like Sib had a great Major 1, but like you kind of expect them not to be as good as Neptune, like just in all of our minds from like last year and this year. Dude, Neptune had a brutal event.
You think it's the NPC?
I mean, personally, I would think that the NPC would make him a better player. I would think that it would have hurted Envoy honestly more than Neptune, but I mean, who knows? Honestly, I think this whole team is broken. To be honest with you, like I think this team is just like a bunch of talent that doesn't know how to work together, and I don't really understand it after like the first event happened the way it did, because they just seemed like it was them and Optic, like just like knew how to play the game, and everybody else was kind of still figuring it out. And it just seems like they've been just totally like utterly lapped.
Yeah. Yeah, that's insane, man. What the hell is going on over there at Paris Gentlemates camp?
No more sativa.
Yeah, I guess so.
For Ghosty.
And then the last one I want to check out is this Riyadh Falcons and LA Thieves matchup before we get to the Sunday matches. Because like we were saying, this was a team that was very reliant on their momentum. And so they came in, and just looking at the stat line, we don't have many. I mean, it looks pretty even across the board as far as stat lines go, but I know the scoreboard shows differently of a 3-0. But I mean, Sake 221 to 250, a Den Search and Destroy 3 to 6, and then an Overload Scar 5 to 4. So they barely squeaked out that 3-0 there on that Scar Overload. Let me see what.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the slang here, like you can kind of see that. Obviously KD isn't everything, but like Riyadh had players, just about everybody positive, whereas LA Thieves had Hydra and Neum going negative, and it kind of shows you like some of those like split second like decisions that you make on the map can really like result in the map going differently. Like I think LAT just made better team plays, in game winning plays, whereas like maybe Riyadh was like kind of getting the kills better, but they were just they made a couple small mistakes that just costed them in the end.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I'm definitely surprised that Riyadh Falcons made it this far, because I know they have yet to make it connect on LAN, and they did this time around. So I'm actually kudos to them, to say the least here. But okay.
If it weren't for their money, if it weren't for their cash, like they have to be so like depressed. I would be.
Bro, I mean, we're saying like we're saying good job to them, right?
Right.
Dude, they got top 8. Like, you think this team wants to get top 8? You think this team is paying to get top 8? Like, we're saying good to them because they like won a couple series, but like this team should literally be like maybe not their players. Like maybe we kind of agree like their players don't aren't of the caliber, but their payroll is of the caliber that you need to be on Sunday every fucking Sunday.
Let's say they should be doing what Optic's doing for that type of money.
No shit, dude.
Yeah, at the very least.
No shit. Yeah, if I'm spending over $2 million on a roster, dude, I better be getting my ROI, dude. What the hell? Hell no.
Sally just wearing some Prada glasses, going home, driving AMG to cook out and shit. He don't give a
no
fuck
shit,
no
dude. He's making that bank. Well,
I'm sorry, Riyadh got fifth six. I'm sorry, Riyadh got fifth six. So
the
not
fifth
six.
Okay.
But so did Gentlemates. Gentlemates got fifth six, and they should have genuinely been out to fucking what is it? Was it P7?
Yeah, pool play.
Like 13 through 16. Like they kind of skimmed through, and I don't think their actual play matched up to that. But sorry, I will let you get to the top four.
Fraudulent weekend for them.
For real. Okay, well, moving on into the Sunday matches here, we'll go into a little dive deep within these four. So we've got LA Thieves and FaZe Vegas, we just briefly talked about. They're in the losers bracket, making it to the losers final. And this went the distance to a 3-1 victory going to the side of LA Thieves. They played a hard point on Gridlock, which went to the side of LA Thieves, as well as the Search and Destroy map 2 on Den. And then the only map that the FaZe Vegas was able to win was that Overload Den in a 5-4 fashion. And then LA Thieves answering back and answering the series in a 3-1 victory on the Den Overload in a 250-164 fashion. Were you guys able to watch this, Mr. AMANE, or were you still preoccupied with moving?
I did watch this one.
Banger.
It was a banger. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty close the whole fucking thing. And, like, it was lit. I remember just... Because either way, it was, like, one gunfight for most of this shit. You're like, okay, like, looking back. But, yeah, it was definitely a good one at the end. I feel like they just ran out of steam, or Draza wasn't really feeling his shoes anymore. But it was definitely one of the bangers.
Yes, it was. So, man, just looking at across the board here, 04 and Simp are the ones positive. The 04 dropping a 1.0, Simp a 1.02, Abuza and Draza 0.89 and 0.80, Hydra, Neum, Scrap all positive, and Abizi just dropping a 0.99, barely negative there. But definitely some great teamwork. It makes the dream work there. Jack, you got any final thoughts before we move on?
If they have clips, check and see if they have that Gridlock ending.
There's not. Usually it's.
It's below.
Yeah, usually it's up underneath it.
But that Gridlock ending was absolutely insane. I thought the whole series was a fucking movie. If you click on the score of the game, does it do it or no? No, it doesn't.
I don't know why they don't do the clips anymore.
Maybe they got copyrighted or some shit. I don't know. But but yeah, no, I thought
sticker with the
I thought the series, like, it was nice to see, like, the rematch, especially like first round. Like, I feel like LAT didn't have like a great showing in that winners bracket round 1 matchup, and so for LAT to get their revenge, I thought was pretty cool. Just overall, like, literally like banger after banger. The Overload was insane. Just a great series overall. That's kind of all I have to say. Shout out to Thieves for being able to get it done. And actually, like, they started gelling on Sunday. Like, they had we were talking about Bush and like their losers round run. Dude, LAT was losers round 1 and they won this tournament as well. So
yeah, no, they were definitely feeling good, looking like they were feeling themselves, like they lost their keys.
What is it about losers?
Yeah. Well, as far as winners finals, we had Optic Texas versus the Toronto Koi. And ladies and gentlemen, this was an absolute movie of a series as well. We obviously see Optic Texas win this 3-2, taking themselves into grand finals, but the map 1 was a hard point on Gridlock, which went to the side of Optic Texas, and then Koi answered back on the map 2 raid search and destroy in a 6-1 fashion, putting belt to ass on that there. And then they go into the third map, Overload Exposure, 5-4, which is an absolute movie as well, and Optic were able to squeak away with a win on that. And then we move over to the map 4 hardpoint on Scar, which was also a very tight-knitted game as well, 212 to 250 50-50 going to the side of Toronto Koi, and then the tiebreaker, Scar, Search and Destroy, map 5, goes to the side of Optic Texas, 6-2 fashion. Mr. AMANE, what are your thoughts on this series here?
Yeah, that movie of a overload. That shit was awesome, dude. It had me worried for sure, and then they came back, Koi on the Scar, and then Scar again had me kind of shitting bricks on the ride back home, but Optic made it happen in the search. Definitely a good game though. I kind of feel like, low key, like they should have just lost this and like went down and then just made the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like this could have been a tactical loss in my opinion.
A tactical loss. I mean, you never know, dude, because like they did.
What
I
if
don't know. We can
Thieves
get
won
into
losers final? Then you get Koi versus Thieves final.
Boo! Yeah, no, we would need to do a little something extra,
You
but
have to watch Jamie Insight fucking dropping 10k damage on the fucking main stage in the final. Dude.
just holding irons the whole fucking.
Yeah.
That's no, maybe not.
Yeah.
As long as we did something extra and come from losers, and then, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, you're right. It'd be boring.
You never know, dude. You never know what that storyline could look like there if Optic were able to just wake up and slay out everybody and losers. Who knows? But I mean, looking at across the board here on the player stat lines for this Toronto and Optic match, we got Dashy dropping a 1.05, Hook a 1.01, Mercury's a 0.77, and Shotzi a 1.02. In Toronto Koi, we got Kleenex at a 1.20, Insight a 0.96, Joe Deceives a 1.11, and Kips a 0.91. Definitely a very quiet weekend for Mercules and within this series as well. Jack, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I was going to say is that this is probably the worst that we've seen from Mercules in his career, like genuinely his pro career. Just a really rough weekend out of him. He was good in search, but like respawns, I didn't notice it much until the finals, but it was just a slow weekend for him overall. Yeah, that's the first thing I'll say. The second thing is the Expo Overload was an absolute movie, like you said. The Scar Search and Destroy, I think Dashy had a couple crazy plays. I'm not getting too far ahead of myself in terms of the weekend. Nope. Well, what the fuck?
Oh, that's the wrong clip. Sorry.
You good? But yeah, no. This was a banger series overall. Like the Raid S&D Optic got pretty fucking outclassed. And shout out Kleenex. Like I think Kleenex had a really good weekend. Like I think whenever we think of Koi and like why they're doing well, we always think about Joe Deceives and Kips. And I think that's fair. Like Kips and Joe Deceives have been absolutely insane since the start of Major 2 qualifying. Or at least like whenever Kips got picked up and that roster made their change. But Kleenex on land this weekend was really fucking good. And I think, to be honest, they were mostly playing 3v4 this weekend.
Yeah.
And it's because Kleenex was playing at that level that they could do that.
Yeah.
And get a top 3 placing. I mean, think about how much we've been bitching about this team. Think about how bad this team was Major 1 with Real. And then think about the fact that they've now gotten a top 4 and a top 3 placement with this roster. Like, none of us really think that they'll like win a tournament with this roster, but like that's still tippable to be top 4, top 3, and you're semi 3v4ing teams.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Insight just is so weird on LAN. Like, he just has like these random weird resurgences when they need him, and then the rest of the time he's just in the back seat, just fucking chilling. And I mean, honestly, dude, this could have been an easy Toronto Grand Finals appearance for sure if they were able to squeak out the exposure or even like a Search and Destroy map 5. I know they kind of got belt ass there on that Scar and Gridlock, but that exposure, man, I wish I had the clip pulled up. That could have been a 3-1 for them going to the Grand Finals, and then who knows what that could look like. But I mean, dude, I don't know how long they can keep this up. I know Joe Deceives, Kips, and Kleenex have been hard carrying Insight and then online. And then as far as Insight on land, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what to do with this roster, dude. It is such a 360 punch in the face when you're looking left, going right, boom. No, you're going the wrong way because, dude, this guy is just... I mean, do you guys understand what I'm trying to say, dude? Like Insight's just like very
yeah.
like a weird player, bro. He's such a weird player. Like he's good, he's slow, but then he just makes it up with like these random resurgences, and it just makes no fucking sense. It's hard. It's unreadable.
I feel like the London event, like he actually did get like a home field buff, and I feel like that's kind of like what you're talking about there. And then I feel like this event, like I was saying before, there really wasn't any of that from him other than the phase series. Like I just thought he was making game winning plays in the phase series, and then because he wasn't really doing that here, they kind of fell short. I mean, granted, it went down to the wire, but like.
Look at the map
I don't know.
one. He drops 15 and 21, warming up. We'll say that. Insight then goes 3-3 on the map two.
Like 6 interactions. I mean, it was 7 rounds to be fair.
7 rounds.
But like,
I mean, when you got Kleenex going 9-3, Joe Deceives 7-3. I mean, it's just so many.
no, it's true. It's just kind of crazy.
And then you go to map 3. He drops 24 and 24. Joe Deceives and Kips are both negative that map 3. Map 4, he drops 33 and 26 with a 1.27 with the rest of his team going crazy. Joe Deceives drops a 1.46 on the scar. And then the map 5, the only he goes to 3 and 6 or 3 and 7 on that scar S&D. So definitely didn't show up there on that map 5. He only has 169 damage. Holy shit. That's sad.
Yeah, he literally did like 50 damage, like fucking 3 times the people who were weak to get his 3 kills. I think about that. That's not even 2 kills worth of damage, and he had 3 kills.
Nah, dude, that's insane, dude.
That's AMANE numbers, baby.
Like, I just know that somebody was going in there, and he's like, dude, fucking Insight, get my fucking trade. And he's like, on it, boss.
He's like, huh?
Sour balls. Yeah, man. So nevertheless, this was an absolute great series to watch here. I wish I had the overload exposure. So Optic was pretty much set to win in the overtime within like a couple of seconds. And then Kleenex with the last minute nades Hook off of the left side little box, and then resets the bomb from when he jumps. So then Dashy has to run back, grab the bomb, and then in that split second timing of Dashy running back, Joe Deceives comes around top plat from solar side and is absolutely able to gun Dashy before he scores it, and then they take it, and then it gets mixy, but then they still end up winning that match. But damn, yeah, that shit was insane. Okay, well, moving on here into the losers finals match, we had Toronto Koi versus the LA Thieves, and then I guess they Koi decided to put all their magic into that last series and just get absolutely belt to ass here by LA Thieves in a 3-0 fashion. They played a Scar hard point, or a Sake hard point, a Den search and destroy, and then a Den overload, all going to the side of LA Thieves here. We got a 250 to 9,300 point club on the Sake map 1, a 4 to 6 belt to ass whooping on the search and destroy, and then a 0 to 4 victory for an overload. Mr. AMANE, what are your thoughts on this series?
Welcome to the 100-point club. To the 100-point club. Yeah, that shit's crazy. A 3-0 in losers. This had me worried, bro. I was like, fuck, here we go again. They're gonna come hot. Given they did, I felt like the time from this match to the grand finals was enough time to kind of cool off, if you will, if you were LAT. Even though they were given PPAs to warm up properly this time, which I thought was great. I mean, but yeah, just stat line alone, I'm like, fuck, here we go, because we just went crazy. That's me talking as if I'm Optic against Koi. But yeah, the LAT just showed up. I feel like Niam was really getting in his fucking groove and heating up. I feel like he was what they needed, and you could hear in his comms, like he actually was like a few decibels louder, like he was actually in it. Like he's usually kind of low key with his voice and his volume, but yeah, they came to play. It was weird though. I thought it would at least go 4. Definitely wanted 5. I don't know about you, Jack.
I mean, bro, if you're playing a hard point and an overload in the series, which, spoiler alert, every series has a fucking overload and hard point. If you get through both those maps and a whole nother map too, and you drop fucking 34 kills through 3 maps, Bro, I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Kips was getting shit on too. But like, brother, like, we're playing a sake hardpoint. Like, I'm expecting you to get like, let's just say 18 kills, and then an overload.
The
2
motherfucker
halves
gets
of an
10
overload.
kills on the map one, dude. He goes 10 and 26, a
That's what I'm
0.38.
saying, bro. We're getting 10 kills in a full hardpoint. Now, I guess it wasn't a full hardpoint because you got 100-point club, but like,
AMANE numbers, baby.
bro, that shit is insane. This is exactly what I'm talking about, bro. Like, do I think this series goes different if they had fucking Dashy on their team? I don't know, because LA Thieves were really like they just had they played that sake to a fucking T. That Den Overload, they played great, but like, whenever you look at like why didn't we win a tournament this year, or like with this team, like, you look at the sheet and you go, well, I can see why, bro. The interactions are so low. Like, we're not able to push pace on the map unless our 3 other players are literally playing like the top 3 players in the fucking game. You know what I mean? Like, it's just such like a crutch. Whereas like, I feel like if there isn't that much pressure on them, like, it would just be so fucking helpful. But nah, shout out to these. I thought, which I don't want to spoil like our thoughts on, the final and everything, but like, in terms of like the weekend for Thieves, I thought Neum was the MVP. I kind of think he got robbed.
Yeah.
Shout out Neum, bro. Like, Neum was what this team needed. And shout out.
Yeah, no, he's definitely the glue that makes all that meshed well. And I mean, dude, looking at this results here on the Toronto Koi top 3, and then this match here, I mean, dude, like, what the hell are we looking at here? We got Inside dropping a 0.62 for the series. Kleenex at 0.82, Kips at 7.9, and then Joe Deceives a positive, and then Hydra a 1.23, Neum a 1.34, Scrap a 1.15, and Abizi a 1.26. So yeah, belt ass, dude. Nothing else to see here. So let's go ahead on over to here to the grand finals here. Optic Texas versus LA Thieves. This was a great grand finals. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Like, this couldn't have been. I couldn't have wrote it any better as far as the script goes. So, best of 7, only one series here. I would have loved to have seen a bracket reset, but that's just my opinion. We'll get into that later. But as far as the map sets go, we played a map 1 hardpoint Colossus going to the side of Optic Texas, and then LA Thieves answer back on maps 2 and 3, which was the Raid, Search and Destroy, and the Den Overload. Optic Texas then tied things up on that 4th map, which was the Den Hardpoint, as well as taking the series in a 3-2 win here with a Search and Destroy on Scar. And then map 6, we played a Overload on Scar, which tied things up 3-3, and that went to the side of LA Thieves. And then the tiebreaker here, the Search and Destroy on Den, 6-2 fashion. LA Thieves take it home. Mr. AMANE, I know you got some thoughts, man. Let's hear them.
Bro, just looking over it again. This was in the middle point of my trip, so I was listening. I was kind of peeking down. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at the dash, seeing what was going on, staying in the right lane. I mean, one more fucking device on overload. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. That would have been it. Like, and it was so back and forth. But yeah, great series. I mean, bias aside, definitely was a fun watch. And shouts out LAT. Yeah, I felt like the KDs are a lot lower, but the teamwork was definitely there. And we kind of touched on Merc earlier as far as the NPC. Like, something's a little. He didn't lose his magic, but he's not like as potent of a perk. He's not perk 30. He's Mercules right now.
Yeah.
Which is definitely okay. But shouts out to Hugh as well. He every time it was on his POV, I mean, he's just twitching ready for it. And we'll speak on a little something later probably with Hugh. But yeah, good series. It was definitely a movie to close out the major 3. I felt like we should have been there, Bob, low key.
I know, man. I was low key kind of pissed off I didn't go after the results of this, dude. This was insane, dude.
Banger.
Yes,
but we've
dude.
seen LAT win. We've seen Optic win. Like, regardless, it definitely would have been cool. But yeah, this was a fucking awesome. We couldn't have. I'm glad it wasn't like a 4-1 or some bullshit.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, just looking at the stat lines too. I mean, we got Dashy in grand finals dropping a 1.12, Hook a 0.97, Mercules a quiet 8.4, and then Shotzi a 1.04. Then on the opposite side there, we got Hydra dropping a 0.93, Neum a 1.11 for his first grand finals appearance, and he drops a 1.11, which is absolutely insane. We got Scrap dropping a 0.98 and Abizi a 1.02. Jack, what are your thoughts on this series?
I got a lot of thoughts, so I'm gonna apologize just a
No, go right
little
ahead, man. Let's
early.
hear them, man. Let's rant.
Damn you.
So my first thought is Mr. Money already kind of touched on this. I thought the broadcast did a really good job, even though like as a fan, like I just wanted to get the fuck into like the grand finals. I thought it was like a good like cooling off like period. I thought they did a really good job with that, just to make things like more fair. Like we've been talking about like the format a lot. Like obviously, like a lot of us here are Optic fans. I think all of us here are Optic fans, and like I don't want it to come off that like we're being biased towards Optic, but more so like just whoever's in the upper side should have an advantage because they've earned that. And to kind of talk about that, I kind of wanted to bring up some statistics. So if I go to, sorry.
I love this.
And this isn't like the percentages that I think you're gonna bring up later, Bobby. This is not what I'm talking about. If you look at Optic this season, guess what their wins and losses are in terms of series wins and losses?
Total?
That's gotta be like
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. They are 31-8 this season. Okay, they are
Okay.
31-8 in series this season. They are they have lost 5 series online, and they have lost 3 series in the grand finals. They have never lost a series in a tournament in Black Ops 7 on land that is not the grand finals.
Oh my god, dude. What?
They are 31-5 in series that are not the grand finals. They are 31-8 this season. So like think about it, like literally like what is it, like 20 something percent of their losses literally come in the grand finals. They are quite literally flawless on land until they get to the grand finals. Like that is fucking insane. That
dude.
is fucking insane to me. So
I mean, they're
I just
consistent.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't really knock this roster, bro. Like they're literally getting the finals. They are playing great Call of Duty repeatedly. They lost a couple of series online. Like I okay, like they went like 10-1 or whatever, like 10-1 in Major 2 qualifying. They had like a couple losses in Major 1. Like this team is absolutely insane. They just break when it matters most. And I think the biggest thing for this weekend is their overload was abysmal. Like their overload was so bad. It
Yeah.
was absolutely atrocious. And if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, this Optic team during Major 2 was number one, qualifying, the number one team in every single game mode. They're the number one hardpoint team, the number one S&D team, the number one overload team. I think they won like 13 overloads in a row, continuing from like the tournament, like the General Night series maybe, for Major 1 championship. Like this team was like, this was like their bread and butter. This was their guarantee. And then the second that Season 3 qualifying to today came, they've been really bad on overload. And that was quite literally the difference this weekend. I don't know if Expo, or I'm sorry, not Expo, that didn't even get taken out. No, I literally have no idea. Like the overload maps didn't even change. So that's my second thought here. We'll get into a couple clips of the tournament, so I don't really want to get there. But I thought this was like a really big disservice. I already kind of mentioned it. Like I think this was Niam's MVP this weekend. Like shout out Scrap. Like he was talking shit, he backed it up. Not the best grand finals out of him. Like obviously, like he had the game winning play, so like I can't really like fault them there. But like I just thought Neum, like as a rookie, dropping a fucking 1.11 in the finals, having a fucking great weekend, he deserved MVP, and that's for the Thieves winning. I think it fucking sucks that the oldest player in the league had the tournament that he had and didn't get MVP. Like, dude, Dashy had such a great weekend, man.
Yeah.
And I really pray it doesn't get overlooked. Because he was going absolutely nuts, like the whole weekend, not just the series. And then just kind of like one other like stat, we were kind of talking about this before we started the broadcast and started the podcast. If we were to change this grand finals format to actually be like a real double elimination, Dashy's 1v2 in the Scar S&D would have been the game-winning, tournament-winning play. And, like, think about how fucking insane that play was for all of us to watch, and how absolutely insane it would have been if they stood up and walked over and got the trophy at that exact moment. Like, bro, that would have been so insane.
That would have been so tough. Bro.
Let's go into a live listening on that absolute play because, yeah, this was technically map 5. Optic up 5-4 in the map here. Dashy's in a 1v2 against Scrap and Hydra, and he's got 11 kills and 7 deaths at the moment. And then he's in a 1v2 here. So let's see, he's got a pistol out. Dude, like, what, dude?
Method stood on a chair, bro.
Merch just clapping like a child, bro.
And then
he
he
just
just
got carried 3 and 7, bro. He's like, thank God, bro.
Yeah, dude, look at him fucking take a sip out of his water, dude. He's like, this ain't nothing new. Look right here. What up?
He's
like, I just do this shit, bro.
That's the type of nonchalant Sib wishes he could be, bro.
I know. That's the aura he's wishing to farm.
Yo, do you have that second clip, Bobby, of the fucking crowd live? I just saw that shit, looking it up. That shit was insane.
That would have been a crazy winning play.
Wait, let me go back. Let's see here.
Bro.
Yeah, nah, dude. Could you imagine the feeling that you get winning the map and then having that in front of you, dude? As they witness greatness, dude. Holy shit, dopamine for days, dude.
I'll just shut the fuck up,
dude. Look at him just pop up, boom. Yeah, that shit was insane, brother. Holy shit. Yeah, no, Dashy was on a different level this weekend, bro.
Fire.
And then let's see the game-winning 1v2 for Scrap here on that Den Search and Destroy. The absolute heartbreaker.
The absolute boring as fuck.
Yeah, no shit. So it's 4-4 now. LA Thieves up 5-2. And then, dude, I'll be honest, when I watched this live, dude, this Shotzzy play really had me fucking tweaking, dude. Like, yeah, he gets this kill, but like he almost fumbles the bag, the kill too. So let's watch.
The audio's bugging for me. I don't know why, but.
So what?
Yeah, interesting.
Nah, it's fine. I think it's fine for the stream, but the audio is just like super static.
Man, look at him. Man,
I know, man. It's unfortunate, but like I gotta tip it, bro. He Scraps. I don't know, bro. He hasn't won the chip yet, but like he's played well enough to deserve a lot of chips, and he's quickly stacking them.
Yeah.
In the midst of fucking great, Optic. We're almost at dynasty level. This team has made 5 straight finals, bro. They literally are 2 and 3 in their finals as a team, bro. They were the COD champs,
EWC
winners, and then major 1, 2, and 3 finalists, and they get second, which is unfortunate. But like, bro, if every single time you suit up as a roster, you make the grand finals, like
you're straight. Yeah, they need to not be checked out on that.
Well, I am curious to know what that look. Oh, I am curious to know what that looks like.
I was trying to flex
here.
Flexing the portfolio.
Let's see. Let's continue without supporting because that's how I like to roll. Major 3.
What are you looking for here?
Where is the prize pool? Okay, prize pool is $365,000. We got. So they walk away with 90 grand. Optic Texas walks away with 90 grand. LA Thieves 150 grand. Koi 50 grand. FaZe Vegas 30 grand, sorry. And then Gentlemates and Riyadh 15 grand each. And then Miami Heretics 7.5K.
150, huh? Interesting. It used to be a lot higher.
It did used to be a lot higher, man.
Okay.
I mean, they're still bringing in a bag, though. Optic Texas, so they got 90 for Major 3.
It's the same for every tournament.
Okay. I wanted, and Thieves got 4th. FaZe, okay. Koi, same story. He plays top 3 again. Major 1. 90 grand.
Damn
FaZe, 50. Damn. Okay. Damn.
Merc is rich now.
Yeah, no shit, dude. He's gotten.
That's crazy.
Jesus, dude. That's
Yep.
I mean, that's still typical regardless, man. So GG's to LA Thieves there. Major 3
Yeah.
champions. And then also GG's to Bush, the Major 3 challengers champions as well. So definitely some good dubs there. And then also some weird stuff within the tournament too. We also had Hook getting stung by a wasp in the Saturday night matches up against Riyadh Falcons. So let's do like a little quick look in on this as well.
What the fuck? Yo, this might be the most teach you've ever seen. Hold on. Yo, listen to me. He gets stung by a wasp. You know what the next thing he does? Yo, he G-slides in the window and takes his head off the bomb. Nah. That's him.
He jumps right in and shits on Fred.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Yo, this might be the most
That was some insane shit, I ain't gonna lie. And then here's Chauncey in the game-winning interview.
So, one of the last rounds, I swear to God, Kyler got bit by a wasp.
Oh my God!
He got stung by a wasp.
And he was playing like that.
Well, he just said ow, and then he got a 2-piece. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened, but
But he got the kills too.
Got the kills.
Can we get a hook in the chat? I mean, Kyler was playing out of his mind from him getting.
Yeah, that shit's insane, dude. The Wasp fan himself, dude. And then yeah, we got that Dashy 1v2 we just went over. And then so here's the standings after Major 3. Like Jack said, man, 31-8 is absolutely insane with 105 map win, and then 51 map losses. Dude, what the hell? Then second up, we've got FaZe Vegas in second place. Thieves are currently in third place. Gentlemates 4th. Koi 5th. G2 6th. Miami 7th. And Falcons 8th. So that is the champs qualifications there. And as far as Falcons go, so they themselves, Heretics and G2 are all at 200 CDL points. And then the next up is Royal Ravens at 9th with 130. So they have to get 70 CDL points to even tie for that 8th place without even one of those teams winning something. So not looking good within the champs race here. This is pretty much going to be your solidified top 8 unless some absolutely crazy shit happens at Major 4 here. But Royal Ravens, Surge, Breach, and Cloud9 are all there at the bottom. Cloud9 with only 30 CDL points for the season and 4 in 24. But overall, man, do y'all have any like thoughts on these? I do find it interesting that the number 1 seed has yet to win a major. And then obviously 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place all have won a major here, but they're still there at the bottom. So of the top 4. So what are y'all's thoughts on this bracket standing?
I just have one. Like, isn't it mathematically impossible now for the bottom 4 to do anything regarding chant?
The maximum amount of points remaining between now and champs is 180. I believe that's if you win all your qualifier matches and win the tournament. So technically speaking, I do think that if there's a scenario where one of the 200-point teams doesn't get a single point and Breach and Surge, one of them wins the tournament and goes undefeated during qualifying, I think there probably is a scenario. I know for a fact that the only teams that have actually officially qualified, like they can go 0 and whatever until the end of the year, are Thieves, FaZe, and Optic. They have all clinched champs. Every other team, there is some, whether it's 0.001% chance scenario that they don't make it. I would say that right now, the top 8 that you see are the top 8 you're gonna get. I mean, Carolina haven't done shit on LAN, so for them to go out and win a tournament is pretty much a 0% possibility. Surge just lost to Omit, so they're fucking done. And yeah, I mean, Falcons, Heretics, G2, I think they'll do just enough to keep their spots.
Yeah. The only thing I can see, Mr. AMANE, is Carolina going on one of those weird online qualifying stints where they're just unstoppable, like they did in Major 2, and then somehow transferring it there on LAN, and then maybe Falcons or Heretics get a top 12 placement at the minor or the major. Sorry. Don't we have a second minor too coming up?
We might. You might be right about that. I don't remember.
I think so.
Let me look into this shit.
Is that before or after the
The minor is June 5th to 7th.
So
that's probably like right around the end of qualify, or it would be the second week. You have 1 week of qualifiers and then the minor.
Okay, so after Major 4
Coming up
then. Okay, so we're getting ready to get into Major 4
Before
qualifiers.
No, it would be before Major 4. It would be before Major 4. Like the season doesn't resume, I believe, until May 29th, I think, is the next games. And then there's probably like that weekend, like 29th, 30th, 31st, and then the following weekend is going to be the minor, and then probably like 2 more weeks of qualifying.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's coming up so quick.
It really is, dude. We got champs right around the corner too, man. And I'll be definitely attending that. Mr. AMANE is definitely going to be attending that there in Vegas. Unfortunately, Mr. Mehoff is going to be taking his absolute bar exam, so he will not be making it.
You guys forgot about that 40K person venue in Paris too, bro.
I'm not taking my ass there, bro.
I'm just saying, like that might be a movie too.
No, that's definitely gonna be a movie, dude. If Paris Gentleman's come back and win that, Matt, if it's gonna be an Optic,
I ain't winning that with that.
It's gonna be an Optic Gentleman's grand finals.
Yo, Optic winning there though. Say they cut the venue in half because they, that's what they do to the stage and everything. They fill half of that population.
They sold out the venue. They sold out 40K
already.
Tickets.
Holy
shit.
Like
within like an hour of it going live.
Oh fuck! Shit. If Optic wins with 40K in front of them, you will never see the never-ending clips of fucking just aura coming. You have Dashy clips with.
Imagine a 1v2 Dashy head in front of that crowd.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
Someone makes a Iceman Dashy edit with it. Puts it on TikTok. I'm gonna start doing that shit.
You might as well, dude. That shit's crazy. Okay.
That's gonna be awesome.
Well, yeah, it's not looking so hot for the Royal Raven Surge, Breach, or Cloud9, but pretty much this is going to be your top 8, looking like qualifying to champs in Vegas this year. Okay, and then getting into some other statistics as well. We've got average placements for all the active CDL players with no tourney limits at the moment. So we got Mercules at number 1 with his average placement at 2.14 within the CDL. So that's fucking insane. He literally averages second place here. Neum next up there at a 2.5. Simpa 2.95. Kips 3. Abizi 3.02, Celium, Scrap, Shotzi, Envoy, Insight, and so on and so forth. So, yeah.
Shout out Hook, bro. Hook been competing since fucking AW.
No shit, dude. Yeah, this number's insane.
Wow.
For his tenure, too, that's insane. Who else is in here? Where's Dashy? I mean, Dashy's the oldest one in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Right up there.
I think he started in BO4, though. Like, think about AW to BO4. I do think Hook went back to Halo for a little bit, but like still.
Yeah, that's right. He did go back to Halo for a little bit. What the hell? Envoy's got a 4? How the hell does he have 4 and he just places so shit all the time? That's insane to think about.
He had a good stint on 100 Thieves. That I think
always
Optic, I think that Optic Cold War roster was always like good
Yeah.
enough to get top 4, but never good enough to win anything, right? Like they were just getting belted by FaZe, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like he was always like there was like an era in the CDL where he was always on like a good enough team to probably get top 4.
Hold on. Now we got insight. Jamie insight.
And Kleenex. No wonder they never.
Bro, that's scrap. Kleenex Insight. Like those rosters were gross.
True.
And also like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, like non-omni movement games and like the pace of those games, in my opinion, like they just suit Insight. Like Insight might be the greatest fucking player next year, and we don't even know it. That's why Toronto hasn't dropped him, bro. They might just be holding on, being like,
they know what's coming around the corner.
Yeah, they know it's coming around the corner, bro.
They know it's an
Inside
iron heavy
selling
game.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Very interesting there. Then now as far as loser bracket, win rates keep climbing here. So before the CDL, it was at a 23.3% chance that you were going to win out of losers. And then now it's up to 45.2% chance that you're going to win within that. So what, Major 3 Black Ops 7 marks the first time since Black Ops 1 MLG Anaheim that 3 consecutive events were won by a team from the losers bracket. All right, so that spawns me the question here, bro. This is what I think is the best devil's advocate, this is how I think they should do it. Okay, so grand finals, it's going to be a bracket reset. The first series is going to be a best of 7, and then if the loser team wins that, it goes to a best of 5, because the best of 7 2 times maybe a little bit taxing, but then you got to prove yourself in a regular series, which is a best of 5, and then obviously winner takes home the champ.
I mean, I don't mind it. I definitely don't mind it. More Call of Duty.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would never say that like more Call of Duty is a bad thing, but I do think in a grand finals it would really suck to see rematches of the exact same map mode combos, which a best of 7, best of 5 would give you. I believe. I just think 2 best of 5s is just like a no-brainer in my opinion. Like if you're gonna do bracket reset, just because like then like Optic losing like a best of 7, like in using like the last tournament as an example, isn't the same type of loss that every other team leading up to it has received. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
Like their second life is different. Like I think it should just be fair across the board. Like you must lose 2 best of 5s once like, you know, bracket play starts in order to be eliminated from the tournament. I just feel like they keep fighting like the bracket reset and like sure like whatever, but like I think going best of 7, best of 5 is like even harder to get approved. Would be even like more impossible to get approved than a normal bracket reset. Especially because then you'd have to pay workers more, like hours. Everybody be working longer, how long the venue's open, etc. Like I mean, granted, it could be a 4-0 fucking 3-0, and that's 7 maps versus a 4-3, 3-2, and that's, you know, whatever. Maps. But
be a grueler.
I just think bracket reset needs to come back in whatever way they can fucking bring it back. I think it'll be a movie.
Yeah, I agree. The only reason why I don't like the first series being a best of 5 is like, dude, it could be a hot 3-0 and then like you go home within like 45 minutes of a grand finals, and it's kind of anticlimactic. So I do like the best of 7, but I want, like, dude, if like, imagine if Optic were to go into a bracket reset with LA Thieves in a best of 5 or a best of 7, but just like to keep it like shorter, a best of 5. I mean, what that could have looked like, and then what the vetoes would have looked like, what the map sets would have looked like. Map 1 after, you know, a however long 15-20 minute break, and then everyone just kind of regains, hey, you know, we're gonna do this. The coaches are in there kind of giving some insight, no Jamie, and just trying to really get a good game plan going, and then boom, it goes to like a search and destroy raid map 5. Scar, Dashy's out here fucking 1v2ing. I don't know. It's definitely hard to get everyone in alignment for that, and then obviously like making sure it's not too much of a taxing day too, because then you never know. Like imagine if the overloads were working on the old rules where you could have like a 20-minute respawn.
Yeah.
And then it
Be there
goes the
forever.
distance on both series, dude. Like, holy shit, you'd be in there for like, all day.
You definitely see a lot more of the 7-7s and shit for real. That was lit. I like the longer game for that.
It was kind of fast paced, but it was like 7-7 with like 4 minutes left. It's like, what the fuck?
Holy.
I'm exaggerating, but like there was still like a lot of time on the clock.
Yeah, not worth it.
What was that one den overload that lasted forever? I think it was like FaZe versus Miami. Yeah, that one was insane.
That one was insane because it went to overtime. In the first 5 minutes of overtime, there was still no score.
Yeah, dude.
That's
insane.
crazy.
Dude, that was the best map of the year. I'm sorry, dude. That shit was insane. Like, it wasn't even like teams were like turtling and like not even like trying to score. Like, dude, everybody was just fucking pedal to the metal, and it was just like 4 dead, game-winning save, 4 dead, game-winning save. Like, it was such a good map.
Yeah. Okay, well then moving on here into some other news here, we've got some rank play updates coming for Season 4. So Treyarch reached out and said, starting with Season 4, rank play SR system becomes even clearer. No more hidden MMR, no more unexplained SR. Every point you earn and lose will be laid out in a new post-match summary with all the details. And then one of the devs out here quote tweets it and says, we've completely overhauled Black Ops 7 rank play skill rating system for Season 4 here. No more hidden MMR or variables beyond your direct control. How your rank and performance stacks up against other players in the match is now the only thing that's going to be impacting your SR. And the full breakdown going to be soon here. But dude, this is an absolute W. Absolute W here, because I know you can get hard stuck real quick within the rank tier system. And so sometimes you might have a bad day and not have, the greatest stats, which then means you're going to get hard stuck. And then the next 2 days, you have to be on your absolute A game to try to dig yourself out of that hole. And sometimes that doesn't even work as well. And then you're just kind of hard stuck. So I would definitely love, what this is sounding like is like, hey, we've got a diamond player going up against an AKIIRA player, and the diamond player won. That means you're going to get a lot more SR, no matter how bad your previous games were. And then likewise for the AKIIRA person, if you're losing against a diamond player, you're going to be taking a lot of SR away. But I wanted to kind of grab your guys' thoughts on this and maybe see if I was tripping or not about this.
Definitely not. No, the hidden MMR is a big one for me. I always felt like, because this kind of reminds me, it's like ELO, right? Essentially. Or is it a little different?
Yeah, you have like SR that like they tell you, and they also have like basically like a number that they think you deserve to be, that they don't tell you, or like this is how it used to work. To the best of my knowledge. So like you could be like, for example, like me on like my main account, like this year, by the time I hit Diamond 1, I was getting like plus 20s, like all the way up through, and then by the time I hit Diamond 3, like last season, not this past season, but the season before, like I would win a game and I would get like 19 to like 24 SR, and I would lose a game and I'd get like minus like 80, minus 60, minus 65. So like the game doesn't think I deserve to be in Diamond 3. It thinks I probably deserve to be in like D1 with the way that it's so harshly hitting me.
That's harsh.
But even if I had like a game where I went, like, I'm exaggerating again, but like if I went like 45 and like 20 on like a hard point with like 2 minutes of time, they'd be like, cool, like you got 24. It's like, bro, like, but if I lose and go positive, like you're gonna give me like minus 60. Like I need to win 3 games for every like loss, and I still hit Crim, by the way. But like I was fighting against fucking demons. That is like the ranked play system.
Just to get like
and yeah, like, and it first of all, Destroy's dope because like me and Bobby both started getting the bullshit around like the exact same time, where it's like, yo, like if I like get like plus 25, like minus like 35 or whatever, like okay, like
that's I could
even if I win 2 games and I like lose 1, like I'm still making out. But like if I'm winning 4 games and losing 1 and I'm back where I started, I've just wasted like an hour and like 20 minutes of gameplay and I
Right.
haven't progressed. And I'm playing well because I clearly just won 4 games and I only lost 1. Like that to me was like my biggest gripe with like the like ranking system. And like it doesn't understand what my skill is, at least I don't feel, because to use your account, Mr. Amane, like I played the game with like the exact same people, and it took me like 400 games to get to Crim, like last 2 seasons ago or whatever. This season, I got your account to Crim in like a fourth of the games, and I was getting like plus 70s. Like when I was D3,
Damn.
like all the way like a couple games out of Crim, I'm still getting plus 70s. And it's not like I'm playing against shitters. It's ranked, so I should still be playing against D3s and Crims, which we
Yeah.
were. And like it's not like I'm dropping like 100 kills on their heads. I'm dropping the same fucking kills that I was dropping on my main account, and I'm getting plus 70s on your account, and I'm getting like plus like fucking 19s on mine. So like hopefully this system, this is like a fucking long-winded way of saying this. I hope this overhaul really like helps you see like what you're doing on the map and like what you need to do to like progress.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't really be a world where we're winning more than we're losing and we're getting hurt. For example, like me and 2 of our friends, Boog and Dan, like we played our 3 placements whenever ranked first dropped together, and like we all played almost identical. Like the kill difference between us those 3 games was maybe like a total of like 5 to 10 kills, like total across the 3 maps. One person got D2, one person got Plat 1, I got Gold 3.
That's
And
so random.
And like that's like a long like range of fucking like that. I mean that's like a bunch of divisions. And like the only thing that was different was I got gold 3, by the way. I had the most like hill time / like objective score by like 3 times, and I got like the lowest rank. So like hopefully in this skill ranking system, like there is something that is like tangible for like, hey, you had like over a minute more hill time than like your teammates, or like, hey,
Yeah.
your hill time was big. Because I do think that like that would help so that people aren't kill whoring. Because I think a lot of people came to like the conclusion that like whatever the current kill system is like if you need to have like over like a 1.5, you need to be just kill whoring like a motherfucker in order to actually get SR and obviously win. But like the objective doesn't need to be done by me. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like a lot of mentalities I see, and I feel like the crims that like we play with have that mentality. Like we don't want to fucking play the game the correct way.
No, I definitely agree on that. I definitely think the MMR goes off of like a KD, score per minute, and then obviously the win. How easy or how hard you guys win. So yeah, I'm excited to see. I wish it would just kind of go off of score, whoever scores the most, because you could either have a lot of kills and be very impactful, or you could also play the fucking hill and be very impactful as well. I think
Because sorry to cut you off, but like if you have like 4 demons on your team, like me and my boys, like we roll deep. Like if Bobby's going nuts on like a game and he's just slaying the whole team, and I'm just like laying down in hill, and nobody's even coming to kill me because like my boys are slaying out so hard. Theoretically, I'd be getting punished for playing hill in that system that is the vibe that we feel that the current rank system is, like score per minute / like KD related. Like if I have like 180 in time and all my boys are eating and I'm just getting on time, like I want to be like rewarded too. Like I don't want to be dissuaded from actually like playing the objective and like letting my like friends get the kills. Like they should get the kills. Like they're putting us in good positions.
Yeah, I agree. It actually promotes the proper play amongst everybody, even the newer people. They're like, oh, okay. And that post match summary, I mean, you could be a newbie and know what the fuck you need to do. So I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing they need to do now for this season 4 is open it up to where Crim lobbies can stack 4-stack.
Yeah.
That's like the only thing remaining. Like if we get that and this system is actually like a W, like I think that would actually bring like a lot of people back to ranked, in my opinion. Like I think maybe it like hits more home because this is kind of how we're doing it. Like this is how like our lives have been in playing ranked. But like I hit Crim and I don't care about the game anymore. Like I can't play with my friends. If I 2-stack, I have 2 teammates that generally are either costing, not talking in the game, giving good comms, not doing what they're supposed to do, kill whoring, like whatever. So it's just me and my duo hoping that we get good teammates, not playing against hackers. Like at least if I can 4-stack with my boys and I'm getting like, you know, whatever, plus 25s, minus 35s, like I'm playing with my boys, like we're having fun.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the fun has like really been drained from ranked this year because of either you get high enough that you run into cheaters, your account gets hard stuck, you can't play with your friends. Like there's just been like a lot of things where like I think if those changes are made, a larger percentage of the Call of Duty community that hits Crim and or is in Diamond but has a friend in Crim or whatever can still have fun in the game with their friends.
No, I agree. And then I also don't even like understand like why this 4-stack limit is at the Crim level. Definitely if you guys really want to implement it that damn bad, implement it into the AKIIRA level, because it's where you're topped out as far as SR, like Iridescent said, and then you got to fight for top 250. So that's where it makes sense to me. Iridescent, and Crim lobbies, I mean, that's such a big gap of player from a Crim 1 player to a Crim 3 player, you know? So having 4-stacks in Crim lobbies, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. And it's a little ridiculous that they did it so low. It's like taking the same attitude and moving it. I mean, if you're going to do that, do it for the rest of the fucking bracket or ranks or whatever. Like,
yeah.
But then again, I'm like,
one?
what's the fucking point, dude? If rank play is supposed to be a competitive 4v4, and then you guys are trying to make it not 4v4, but 2v2, v2, v2. Like, that's just, it makes no sense to me. Like, it's a team game, so let's team. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyhow,
Absolutely.
I'm on a rant now. Okay, well, yeah, so W plays here for rank play into season 4, so we'll be looking forward to that. I know I will be here. And then next up here, according to Alex Lee, the Esports World Cup is going to be held in Paris instead of Riyadh due to the conflict in Iran. So this is a rumor, but nevertheless, something definitely interesting to keep your eyes on for this World Cup relocation to Paris from Riyadh. So we'll see. We'll see what that's got to say there.
Dan Ghosty just dropped to his knees. You see that?
I saw that.
Went down a little bit. I love it.
Okay, then last but not least here, if you guys are a fan of zombies, the voice actor Tom Kane, who is the voice actor over at Takio for the zombies, has passed away today. So RIP to an absolute legend there. Definitely a part of my childhood, because zombies growing up was an absolute movie for me. You know, starting from World at War all the way to Black Ops 7. So yeah.
R.I.P. Damn.
Mm-hmm. It seems like they just keep taking away all of our Call of Duty people, man. That one car wreck, and then now this guy. What the hell's going on?
Protect Vonderhaar. Protect Vonderhaar.
He's over there.
He's making a new game. I don't know if you guys saw, but he's got a new game coming out in a couple years, apparently.
Oh, yes. I can't wait.
It's like Bullet Farm.
You know it's going to be crispy. This is Stu?
Yeah, this is the studio he works for now. Bullet Farm. They haven't posted much on what they're working on, but I know they just got bought out by Greater Than Group, which is a new model of game company founded by the industry, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, so, dude, I'm ready to see what he's got going on, dude, because he's been quiet for quite some time, dude. And I know he was the absolute GOAT on Call of Duty development, especially within the competitive esports side of the house, too. But as far as that goes, dude, I really don't understand what type of game they're going to be building. Let's see here. Yeah. I hope it's not like some stupid ass like campaign game or some shit with like swords and fucking rocks and shit. I hope it's like an actual like military shoot 'em up game. That'd be ideal. Like a Call of Duty competitor. Battlefield, Call of Battlefield.
Make a trio so there's like actual good competition again, not just two.
Yeah.
No, there's more than that now, but the OG too.
Even Homefront.
Hey.
You know. But I mean, yeah, that's all I had to talk about here. Is there anything that you guys want to go over before we start closing things out?
Fuck LAT. Fuck. No, I mean GG's Optic. It was a good episode.
We doing players and tiers, or we not doing that this week?
We'll probably do that a different week, honestly, because we're an hour and 45 into the show. Unless we want to.
Really?
It's been a minute, man. But we can jump into something else, or we can end it there. What y'all want to do?
We can save that for like the downtime.
Okay.
Yeah, we can
back.
say that for. I think there is not any matches next week, so
Perfect.
maybe do like a shorter episode next week or something, and just kind of do some fun stuff.
Okay. A little
Maybe
fun
maybe
times.
actually have some like roster changes to talk about. Maybe if that
true.
actually like happens.
Okay.
Gentleman's roster change. Maybe.
Okay. I'm sure it's gonna happen, dude, especially that lower teams. Okay. Well, we will do that. Okay. Well, we appreciate you guys all listening, watching, wherever you guys are. Mr. AMANE, thank you for all the things that you do on and off the screen. I know I have put you through the ringer here recently with the troubleshooting with the new Mac here, but hopefully we got everything squared away. Mr. Jack, man, thank you very much, dude. You are, I don't think you understand how much of an impact that you are here with all the analysis, and then coming over with an outline and everything, all the ball knowledge that you bring too, man. It's definitely some great insight that you bring as well, man. So thank you very much too.
Appreciate it. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for being the host, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank everyone else who's listening, watching, wherever you guys are. We try to upload every Wednesday here, so check us out live here on Twitch, YouTube, or Spotify and Apple Music. So yeah, man, that's gonna be it for this episode here, episode 98. I can't believe I'm saying that here, 98 episodes deep here, but that's gonna be it, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of the BCP. Peace.
Absolutely.